Well, welcome back to the fields of Perthshire in a sunny Scotland. Can't often say that. So here I am. I'm out again. I wish I could say I'm on the Roman field, but I am not on the Roman field. The reason being, just haven't got time to travel to it today, but I'm on the old medieval trackway field. And Martin's already out, so that's why we've come here. He's been out for about an hour and a half, and he's got quite a few finds. The field's been ploughed, as you can see, a couple of weeks ago, and surely that's going to mean it's dug up a few more signals. So only one way to find out. As ever, I am on programme number 3 on the XP Deus 2, which is sensitive full tones. I've got the sensitivity up at 95. And it's set to square tones. Other than that, that is it. And barely 2 minutes in, I've got a squeaky 82 to 88. It might well be aluminium. Well, it's pretty wild sounding, whatever it is. So this field, it's got lots of history, it's produced lots of finds. The field is just over 100 acres. On the far edge of the field, there are several ploughed out Bronze Age barrows, which are burial mounds from about 3,000 or 4,000 years ago. This field's produced a little bit of, oh there it is there. This field's produced a little fragment of a Bronze Age sword. And it's produced some hammered coins, because the trackway eventually goes to a medieval fort. So that is indeed a piece of tin can aluminium, but I always film the first dig. Well, hopefully that's not a representation of what we're going to find, but I always film the first hole, the first live dig. So we'll see what else we can find. In a moment I'll show you the trackway in the field behind me when I get a little bit closer, because it shows up as a very dark black stain, and that trackway leads all the way to a castle, a fort that was built back around the time of the Norman conquest of England, around about 1080, give or take, and it was in use until the 1600s. So it's produced some nice things in the past. So let's go and see what we can find. This one was a really scratchy sounding 83, 86, 88. I thought it was going to be another bit of aluminium, but it's some sort of toothed, I would say cog, but it's not round, so maybe it's some sort of raker that would have been on farm machinery. So, junk. This one, 77. Sounds a bit junky yet again. So let's take a wee spade out. Sounds more irony now, I would say. Still in the hole. Third time, lucky. I can feel something under there. It's something big. I think it's a big horseshoe or a big bit of plough shear. Let's see. Oh, still in the hole. No, maybe it wasn't. Maybe that was a stone. Right, pinpointer. Well, I'm definitely in the right place. It is a great big bit of iron. So, what is that? Sorry, that's my Wellington. The clasp on my Wellington. So I don't know, it's kind of triangular. Probably the tip off of a plough, I would think, and it's broken there. What do you reckon? But, junk. Here is a 82, 84. I think it's going to be more junk, more aluminium. Well, we're out. We are out. Another reason for not doing the Roman field is because I'm a bit short of breath still. But that is green and interesting. What is that? It's a little thing. I don't know. What do you reckon? So yeah, another reason for not doing the Roman field is it's really, really soft. And I spent a day in bed after I went out last time. So I need to be careful. But yeah, don't know what that is. It's maybe been something that's sort of gone round a pole and it's cracked. It's got a nice patina to it. It's got that lovely green olivey colour. So it could have a bit of age to it. But again, let me know in the comments below. My God, the signals are coming thick and fast. There's where that bit just came from. This is a 7980. Sounds a lot better than the last signal. Bit of a more consistent tone. There's iron there as well though. Come on, some sort of relic to get us started. Right, third time lucky. And then we'll get the pinpointer out. No. One more hole. One more spadeful. Nope, we're still not out. It's not looking good. The pinpointer's doing that thing again. So I'm in the right place. I just need to go deeper. We are out. Look at the depth of that hole. That is, what's the pinpointer? 9 inches tall. Well, I say we're out, but it says there's still something in the hole. So 9 plus another 6, 15 inches. And whatever it is out here somewhere. That isn't it, surely. No, it's doing that thing again. Oh, I did think it was out. It is out. Well, there's something green. And I've just dropped it in the hole. So, there's something green. Oh, for a minute I thought I had the tip of an axe there. It's another bit of raker. Look. Damn. Or that sort of cog tooth thing. God, all that effort for that. Well, there's still something else in the hole, so let's have a wee dig down and see what it is. Well, I would say to anyone, if you're considering buying the 13-inch coil, bloody hell, make sure you're fit. I'm right down into the sort of below the plough soil there, right on the top of the plough soil, to find that. That at 16 inches is just unbelievable. That's a bit of bronze. So, who knows, maybe it's a sign of metal working, maybe it's a fragment of a tool, but effectively it's on top of the plough soil because you can see the colour change, the little brown flecks, but all of that for that. It's just incredible. So who knows, could be thousands of years old. We'll never know. Right, Marty's here, so let's see what he's got. Okay, just having a catch up with Marty. Here's one of his finds. This is made of lead. Now, I think that's possibly a head of a person there. But here's like a leaf or a flower. Marty's thinking, could it be a thistle? So it's the leaf coming off the side of a thistle. And it's got these little lines on the back, so it's clearly been something. Just got no idea what. So over to you all. Let us know in the comments below. A couple of little Scottish hammered coins for Martin. These are, I think this is a turner here, or some sort of copper 2p. You can just make out a crown. Looks like possibly a rampant lion there as well. So it might be an earlier issue rather than a turner. And this one here, not entirely sure. It's kind of between sizes. It's not big enough for a bobby, but it's too small for a turner. So I'd say it's they're both probably coins from around the 15 or 1600s, but still, it's a good little find. Couple of lead finds for Martin. This thing, initially I thought a pot leg, but if it's made of lead, I doubt it will be a pot leg because it would melt. But this one here is very obvious. It's a musket ball. You can see it's hit something and fractured, but it's been a pretty big calibre of musket ball. Date wise, probably going to be 16, 17, possibly into the very early 1800s. What do you reckon to this thing from Martin? It's a thing. Not really sure what. It's kind of, don't know, it's maybe some sort of copper alloy or pewter or something, but there's, oh, dropped it. There's little flecks of iron attached to it, especially here at the end and on the back here. So I'm not really sure. Maybe like a spoon handle, but I don't think so with iron on it. A horse harness or some sort of horse bridle decoration. No idea. So let us know in the comments below. Find of the day so far for Martin. He's got himself a ring. It's copper or copper alloy or bronze. It's a little bit fatter just there. And it does look like there's a little bit of writing on the inside, but we can't make it out, so it's going to have to get a bit of a clean up. I don't think it is, you know, initially I thought, oh, it could be an olive, but I don't think it is. It's just not quite got the right shape, and it feels like a finger ring. So who knows, that could be quite old. That could be possibly even medieval, but either way, I think that is find of the day for Martin, so well done. Okay, we've got a bit of a squeaky one here. 76, 77. Well, thankfully we're out. I think I can see something green. Oh no, I can't. I can't, it was a stone. Oh, there it is there, look. Oh. So again, I think we've got something agricultural. We have, I think, some sort of twiddly knob. Who knows what that is? Tractor related, my old favourite. This one's all over the place. 80s, 90s, whatnots. Could be iron. Could be something bizarre, or could be more than one target. But we're out, so at least I don't have to dig 15 inches down to get it. And there it is. Well, that is lead, straight away. But a lead what? What is that? That is lead plus iron. Right, let's give this a clean up. This is, sometimes you find something that's pretty unusual that you've never really found the likes of before, and I think this might well come under that category. What is that? That is bizarre. It isn't a bullet, surely. Ah, it can't be a bullet. That would never fire down the barrel of a gun, surely. But that is very, very weird. So it's iron right through. You can see it coming out that end. And it's wrapped in lead. I cannot think of what you would possibly use that for. Answers on a postcard, or let me know in the comments below. It does look like it's got a bit of age to it though. Hopefully, where Martin is in the distance there, you can see the road, the trackway that we're on about, right at the top of the screen. So it's up here running right across the very top of the screen, and it shows as a black stain in the ground. You see it there? Running right across that field and then over the next field as well. So that's the focus of our detecting. You can see that Martin is right on top of it at the moment. So we get a lot of targets around it, and as far as we know, the trackway was in use all the way through to around about the 1950s. It was ploughed out by the farmer, so that's where I'm headed. Well, that's the extent of Martin's finds so far. He's got himself a possible sort of lead seal or lead token, which can't really make any detail out on it, but it's got the right colour for being in the ground for a while. He's got himself a big penny. Any idea who it is?
I think it's Victoria.
Oh yeah, it is. It's Victoria. You can see her nose just right there, looking to the left. So that will be sometime between 1936 and 1901. 1 penny. Then he's got himself the dreaded button that always looks like a coin when you get it that way up, but it's a tomback. So probably from around the era of George III, 1760 to 1820. He's got himself a farthing, which was 1/4 of a pence back in the old days before inflation really kicked in. Oh, you've actually got a date, 1891. So it's Queen Victoria as well. 1/4 of a penny, known as a farthing. And then he's got himself a Georgian halfpenny. Can't really see any detail on it. It's pretty smooth, as they often are. But if I had to hazard a guess, it's going to be George II, I would say. But that would put it potentially sometime in the 1700s. George II was about 1726 until about 1760, slap bang in the middle of Bonnie Prince Charlie's Jacobites. He's got himself another bit of bronze. You can see that's a casting piece, so someone's been working a foundry or working metal. And that's the sort of little teardrop that's come off, hit the ground and cooled. That's where it's laying on the soil as it's cooled. And that's where the air has got to. It's created that slightly sort of domed effect. So that's a good wee find. As well, a sign of metal working. So lots of promise. This one was low 50s, didn't sound great, and I think it's a little catch off of suspenders. '84, '85, it might be a shallow target because it sounds kind of pretty loud and erratic. Now it sounds very good. 85. It could have been a coin on its edge. Maybe a nice big fat penny. Oh, it's there. I'm not seeing any penny. Ah, I am seeing a penny. There it was there. There's the imprint. Right there. And there is the penny. Right there. Who have we got? Victoria? Oh no, it's not. It's our good friend Dirty Bertie. Yet again. Wonder if he's turning over in his grave every time I say that. God, that's a beautiful patina, isn't it? So, Edward VII, who was actually called Albert, named after his father, Prince Albert, the wife of Queen Victoria. Look at that, it's a beauty. 1906. A lovely olive green tone. So there you go. You all know about him, I've told you before. He was a playboy prince, heavy drinker, heavy smoker, and didn't even see 10 years on the throne. Nice, first coin of the day. I'm hoping this is going to be a repeat of the other day. That's where I got the Albert, or the Bertie, and I'm right in the trackway at the moment. And that 96, 97 sounds like silver. Sounds like silver. Could be Georgian, could be aluminium. We're out and we're sounding really good. Come on. Ah no, that is not, oh no. It's a stone. Ah, it's a coin, but it's copper. It's copper, but it's big copper. I think it's a cartwheel penny. God, I haven't had a cartwheel penny for a while. If it's a cartwheel penny, it's going to be George III, and it will have a date, if it's legible, of 1797, because they were all marked with the same year, although they were actually made for about 4 or 5 years. But I think that's what that is, big cartwheel penny. Right, I will let this dry out, and then I'll give it a little brush and see if we can get a date and some detail on it. As is often the case, unfortunately, with these big copper coins, they don't do very well in Scottish soil, but you can just make out a head. Looking to the right hand side, there's his nose, because it's massive. George III had a very big nose, and his portrait painters and such like could have been a bit more generous when they were painting them, but they seem to do it true to life. So that's a cartwheel penny. The back's a little bit better. You can see Britannia seated, the trident, the rock, and so on. And it would have the date of 1797. So that's not bad. 200 odd years old. And it's a coin. So these were all made with a new steam press that mass produced these coins, but they were not particularly popular, because look at the size of them. They were big, they were heavy, and I hate to think how much beer that could have bought you back in the day. Maybe 2 pints? Half a penny a pint? Maybe 4 pints? A quarter of a penny a pint, but that would have been a sore loss in 1797. Certainly plenty of signals. This is another mid-tone. 54. Possibly a button. We're out. So at least if it's junk, I didn't need to dig far. So we're in there. Is that a bit of lead? It looks a bit white. What is that? Well, that's a bit more interesting, isn't it? Is it lead? I don't think it is lead. I think it's, I don't know, bronze? No, it can't be bronze. Some sort of copper alloy, I think. Right, let's see if we can give this a wee brush. I did lose my brush the other day, my other one, but as I said, thankfully this one got sent to me. Comes in very handy. So there you go, a little sort of scroll effect. And clearly it's a curving sort of thing, but what's it going to be? It would only be maybe about that across. A bit thin for a glass or a goblet, isn't it? But I can't think what else it could be. It certainly looks like it's got a bit of age to it though, so maybe 200 or 300 years old. But let me know in the comments below. That one was a fairly weak sounding 77, but I've tracked down what could be maybe a turner or a button. Oh, I think it could be a turner. It's got the right look to it. Is there a shank? No, there isn't. Well, it looks like we've got a coin, probably from the 1600s. It's looking pretty poor in terms of shape, but I'll do my best and I'll get right back to you in a minute. Again, you're going to have to use your imagination with this one, I think, but it is a turner. It's a Scottish copper 2p, and it's a little bit older than I expected. You can just see an outside edge with some letters just here and down here. And in the centre, I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but you've got 3 flower heads, 3 roses, 3 turners. Oh my god, what am I talking about? 3 thistles is the word I'm looking for. The national flower of Scotland. So 3 thistles. And that tells me that this is not Charles I or II, but their father and grandfather who was called James VI of Scotland, and in 1603 he became James I of England, and he died in 1625. So he was the son of Mary Queen of Scots. He took over as king in 1567 when his mother, Mary Queen of Scots, was forced to abdicate. She was held prisoner in Lochleven Castle in Fife for 1 year. She managed to escape. She fled to England after losing a battle, hoping for the support of her cousin Elizabeth I, who promptly had her locked up. She spent the next 20 years in prison, in jail, until she was eventually executed in 1587. But from 1567 till 1603, her son James VI was King of Scotland, and from 1603 to 1625 he was joint king of both England and Scotland when Elizabeth died without children. So, copper, 2p, terrible condition, but at least we're able to date it. And from the 1600s, or maybe even the late 1500s. Only 6 feet away from the turner, and a similar 77-ish signal. So another one would be nice. But equally, could be a button or something else. Am I in the right place or am I not? Not quite figured out how to centre this big coil yet. Right, one more and then we'll... I can feel something there. That's a tin can, isn't it? It's going to be a tin can, surely. Well, it's not, it's the turf off the top. But it's out. It's out, that's the main thing. Alright. Hopefully I'm not wheezing away too much. Damn, it is a tin can. Look at that. It's been lying on the surface, which means someone else has dug that up and left it on the surface. I wonder who that could have been. So here I got a wee 75. Sounds like a reasonable target. Still in the hole. We're out. Are we? Now it's down to 66. Sounds a bit junky to me. What's that? Something green. Might be a bit of a spoon. Or something else. Yeah, it's a bit of iron on there as well. Not sure about that one. Let me get the magic toothbrush out. I kind of thought it was a spoon handle, and then I think it is a spoon handle. See how it's got that kind of sort of scallop decoration, curved decoration at the end. So I think that's the tip of the handle. It would have come down there, and then there would have been a spoon bowl somewhere about there. Pretty big spoon. Strange though, because it's got the iron on it here and also on the back. So I don't know, maybe it's made from pewter or something and it's got some ferrous metal mixed in with it, but either way, probably couple of hundred years old. There is no shortage of signals, honestly, that is for sure. A lot of junk though, but that's a mid-tone, 53. Don't have high hopes. Maybe the dreaded button, or a bullet, or a bit of copper. Something green looking there. Or is that a stone? Nope, that's a stone. Nope, there we go. And that is, our survey says, I've got no idea. It is possibly the face off a padlock. Maybe. It's got that kind of look to it. Could be the key would go in about there. But otherwise, it's junk. This is a solid 85. Well, 84, 83, 85, how about that? Right, don't know, I just kind of get the feeling it's going to be a tin can. Oh, it's vanished. Is it on the spade? It is on the spade. Look, I've actually skewered it with the Evolution. Voila, one tin can. Well, that is me for another day. Greyish skies overhead, some rain on the way, so I'm going to call it quits. But that was a reasonably productive day. I think Marty did the best with that little copper alloy ring. I mentioned in my previous video 19,000 subscribers, which is incredible. So if you're not already subscribed and you like what you see, then hit the subscribe button. Turn on your notifications, and hopefully we'll see you on the next dig. I'll add in some little outtakes at the end here just to give you an idea of some of the other finds. Take care, and thanks for watching. Hopefully, next dig, I'll be back on the Roman field. Okay, so that's the extent of the, well, good stuff, if you can call it that. We've got, oh, that's actually tin can. Let's get that in my junk pile, in the junk pocket. And this is what I would consider to be, well, the better targets, if you could go that far. The oldest item looks to be this one here, for definite, which is that little copper 2p or turner, which looks to be from the era of James VI of Scotland, so sometime between about 1567, 1603, but then he was King of England and Scotland from 1603 to 1625, so it's going to be over 400 years old, so that's not bad at all. Quite a number of bits of lead, they're the bigger pieces. This unusual little decorated item, not really sure what that is, be interested to hear your thoughts. And then I got a cartwheel penny, first I've had in quite some time, from 1797, George III, who is on the coin there looking to the right. And then quite a bit later, a beautifully toned Edward VII, which dates to 1906. And then the other bits. This time, the dreaded shotgun cap. Damn the bottom of a moo tube. Damn it. Not again. I don't know. Well, I haven't had a day with this much scrap in quite a while. I could have sworn that was going to be a coin. And a little bit of copper something, along with 2 bits of foil. A beautiful 1970s, 1980s ring pull. And a little sort of bit of copper alloy bar. Not sure what that is. And more foil. And for some reason this iron nut was giving off a good signal, maybe galvanised. This time a little fragment of lead. And now we have a tarpaulin ring thing. And another fragment of lead. And more lead. And another piece of bronze. Maybe left over from melting metalwork.